So I had this entrepreneurial spirit when I was young. No one ever noticed that, no entrepreneurs were in my life. So I broke off and started a junk removal business, making no money, taking a 100% pay cut, and trying to figure out how to make money because I really didn't want to go back working for anybody else.
Sure.
And the ad really brings people to the point of where they would fill out an application and schedule a call to work with the consultant. But yeah, if it's something that is in demand that people would find value in paying a consultant for, then yes, YouTube ads can work.
Hey guys, this is AskAviArya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a street car racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. Welcome to my channel. Namaste Kyle, how are you doing?
Namaste Avi, I'm great. How are you doing?
Perfect, thank you very much. There we go. Another episode of another Internet Mogul of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we travel around the world virtually now after COVID and meet some of the top moguls around the world. These are people who've done what they're talking about and really bringing value to people's lives using the internet. My today's guest is Kyle, and I'll let Kyle introduce himself in his own introduction. So Kyle, before we start, my name is AskAviArya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a street car racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. Over to you.
My name is Kyle Sulerud. I'm the CEO of AdLeg. We are a YouTube-focused marketing agency. We work with business owners who have high-performing webinar funnels and other high-performing funnels. We send more traffic to those funnels to help them make more money.
Awesome, Kyle. I love that. Kyle, tell us a little bit about behind the scenes. Who are you as a person? Where did you grow up? Who was your favorite? Did you grow up looking at, listening to Samantha Fox, Madonna, or Britney Spears? Tell us about who you are, which era you were born in, all of that. So the people who are actually listening, and I can't see that you look like a 30-year-old man, not younger, not older, but need to know where you're coming from. So we get a behind-the-scene context of the human being.
Yeah, good question. So I was born in '83, so I grew up in the '90s. I actually had my first experience with internet marketing in '97. When I was 14, 15 years old, I started selling things on eBay. And this is before PayPal. And this was when people would send checks in the mail for the things that I was selling that I had found at garage sales or wherever. So I had this entrepreneurial spirit when I was young. No one ever noticed that, no entrepreneurs were in my life. My life consisted of the basic structure of going to school, going to college. So that's what I ended up doing. Went to college as a trumpet performance major. And the whole entrepreneur thing kind of took a back seat for a while until I finally got out of college, got a job, not as a musician, but a corporate job with a company that ended up getting acquired by eBay, strangely enough. Realized I didn't really enjoy that, not the job itself, but just working for someone else wasn't something I enjoyed. So I broke off and started a junk removal business, making no money, taking a 100% pay cut, and trying to figure out how to make money because I really didn't want to go back working for anybody else. Sure. And this led me to marketing, which led me to Google Ads, which led me to helping other people with Google Ads, starting to grow a Google Ads agency, and then eventually transitioning into YouTube ads.
Awesome. So any pets?
I do have a dog. We have a wife and 3 kids, and we have a family dog named Griffin, who is extremely hyperactive. We can't get him to stop barking, but he's very lovable and very good with the kids.
What breed is he?
He's a beagle mix, so he's some kind of a mutt. The beagle in him is very prevalent. Pronounced. But I don't know what else he is.
Okay, alrighty. So you have 4 kids now.
3 kids
and a dog. Awesome. So, Kyle, welcome to the Internet Moguls of the World. Here we are interviewing people who are family people and they want to stay close to the family and therefore they leverage the internet because this magical service that allows you to do work from anywhere in the world, stay close to the family and still reach out to as many people as possible. But you, my dear friend, are doing one step ahead. You're not only doing this for yourself, but you're helping everybody else who's got a message in their heart, a product or a service that can go and make a difference. You're teaching them how they can do YouTube ads to be able to take their message to different parts of the world and be able to do business from anywhere in the world. So tell us why YouTube ads? And there's Facebook, there's Google, there's so much LinkedIn. Why did you pick a micro niche like YouTube ads for yourself?
So honestly, I really fell into it. So I got into Google Ads because I figured it out. I figured out how to make that work for my junk removal business. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with the numbers and the data and figuring out how to put $1 in and get $4 back. That type of thing was really exciting to me when I was getting into Google Ads. So it just became a thing that I could do that most people couldn't do. So I really fostered that talent and really tried to pursue that path. And then YouTube ads became an extension of that because it's the same ad platform. You run YouTube ads through Google Ads. It's just a different place where your ads are showing, obviously, on YouTube as opposed to Google search. And the targeting, everything, it's all very different from Google Ads, which I knew, but there were some similarities. And I was able to take some of the things I knew about Google Ads and apply to YouTube ads. And I think a big reason I fell into it a few years ago now, 4 years ago or so, is because really nobody was doing it at the time.
Hmm.
Which seems funny to say about something 4 years ago that nobody
Right.
was doing it, but that was the truth. Like to the point where I had people coming to me just knowing that I knew Google ads and seeing if I could do their YouTube ads. And I
Got it.
said, I don't know. I can try, but I've never really done YouTube ads. And they said, all right, well, give it a try, because I literally can't find anybody to do it who's done it before. So you at least have a little bit of experience through Google ads. Give this a try. So I had those opportunities to work on some YouTube ad campaigns and then really started to figure it out and really became uh, experienced with it and became someone who was learning by doing. I was learning from other sources as much as I could, but again, that was hard because um, there's just a lot of conflicting information. A lot
Right.
of the people teaching don't really have experience that qualifies them to be teaching, but I was still trying to learn what I could, looking at everything through my lens of understanding Google ads, at least, and understanding marketing, and then figuring out how to make everything work for YouTube ads.
Awesome. So that's how you fell into these ads. You were doing Google, and people said, "Why don't you help us with YouTube as well?" And you realized that you found a micro niche because it's 4 years is was not a long time ago. The internet was very prevalent. A lot of people were doing it. Still, there were not many experts. So you chose that. So for everybody listening, there's never the right time to start. Every time you find something that you're doing and you feel you can help others, there might be an opportunity there for you to help people doing what you're doing. So thank you for sharing that story with us, Kyle. Kyle, not for our audiences who are if somebody who has a message in their heart, a product or a service that they can sell. Is there like a minimum price of a product that you must have for the ROI of YouTube ads to start working?
So the clients we work with are predominantly uh, experts selling courses, or they're selling coaching programs, stuff like that. The lowest price program from our clients, I believe, is $500, and that goes up to $15,000 or more for some clients. So I don't want to say 500 is a minimum. It just would depend on what your whole advertising looks like. Um, if all you were doing was trying to sell a book for $10, let's say, Absolutely not. There's no way that that's going to work with YouTube ads.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, if after someone buys your $10 book, if you then have something higher ticket to offer them, then maybe that can work. Okay. I'd say you need, $500 is probably close to the minimum. Depending on, the market, maybe you could get away with selling something less than that. But probably not. It probably has
Got
to
it.
be pretty close to 500 or a recurring sale. If you're selling someone a subscription to something where over a year you are making your money back, maybe not in the first couple months, then maybe something a little lower ticket could work. But don't expect to be selling like a $50 product or a $20 course on Udemy or something and really be able to make that work, because it's
Got it.
probably not going to even come close.
Got it. So my next question is, when it comes to selling consulting, right? A lot of people do consulting, and consulting is not sold online. You book a call. So for all kind of consulting, you've seen that YouTube ads work well.
Yeah. I wouldn't use an absolute, like saying for all consultants it works, because it's really about the funnel. Like you said, people aren't buying the consulting right from the ad. Even
Right.
for the consultant, they don't want to sell their services to everybody. They need to talk to the prospects first too, to make sure they can help them.
Hmm.
So the ad really brings people to the point of where they would fill out an application and schedule a call to work with the consultant. But yeah, I mean, if it's something that is in demand that people would find value in paying a consultant for, then yes, YouTube ads can work if you have a funnel, a selling sequence that could bring them into your world. For our clients, what that usually looks like is a webinar or a video sales letter of some sort. The longest webinar we've run is like 2.5 hours long, which
Nice.
we're working on shortening that. We're working with him a little so he can shorten that. But it's been working, so we don't want to change it too much. And all the way down to a 15-minute video sales letter. And we're sending the YouTube ad traffic to those video assets. And then those video assets do the job of getting people to book a call if it's for a consultant, or buy a course. If it's $500 to about $2,000, then that stuff can be sold without a phone call.
Nice. So even for somebody who's a lesser known brand?
Yeah. That's what the video does. First they see your ad, and if you're the expert and you're selling a product, this might be their first exposure to you, but you're in a video on YouTube, and people already have an impression that someone in a video on YouTube is an expert. We're conditioned to think this way about
Right.
videos. So before they even click on your ad, they're starting to see you as an expert. Now they click on your ad, they go opt in and to watch your video sales letter or your webinar, which from YouTube ads should never be live. You should give someone the video right away, so that they, because they're in the mode to watch video. So let them watch the video right away. Don't try to pretend it's live. Give them the video. Okay, so now they come over to that video, and now for a half hour, an hour, whatever it is, now they develop the know, like, and trust. By the end of an hour-long webinar, they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So by the time you're asking them to book a call, you're not unknown to them anymore. You're fully known to them because you just gave them an hour's worth of value, and now they're ready to take that next step with you.
Interesting. So that 2.5 hour webinar is a recorded one?
Yes.
Wow. So you're saying people actually, if a video is done well, a webinar is crafted well, people will actually listen to a 2.5 hour webinar because they're interested in the product or the service and the learning that the expert has to offer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. That is fantastic. Chris, when it comes to, is there a typical length of a YouTube video ad?
There's no typical length. I get that question a lot. So you're not alone in wondering that. But we've run successful ads anywhere from a minute long to 10 minutes long. I'd say
Wow.
that the average is between like 3 to 5 minutes. Um, you just need enough in there to grab people's attention with a hook at the beginning that relates to them and appeals to something that they're going to be interested in. You demonstrate your expertise a little bit by teaching something or by sharing your results that you've gotten that the viewer would also want, or by sharing student results or something to initially demonstrate that you are an expert. And then you're inviting them to learn more from you in your webinar. So
So
that
if
can all be
yeah.
accomplished in a few minutes.
So why I'm asking this question, and I want to dig deeper on this one a little bit, because most of us are used to 30-second Instagram reel. In this video, you're going to learn how you can lose 5 kilos in 5 weeks. And my name is AskAviArya. I lost 10 kilos in the last 2.5 months, and I'll teach you. If you want to know more, click download, book a call with me. People are used to just fast form content when it comes to YouTube, and you're saying, wow, a 10-minute video. So can you sort of run us through an anatomy of a YouTube ad done by Kyle, or maybe 2-3 types of ads? Because you said from 2 minutes to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, so let me first say, so you're comparing this to Instagram. Um, so here's what we have on with YouTube. We have people's attention.
Uh-huh.
People go to YouTube to find things to consume their time. They're not waiting in line at a store, like scrolling through YouTube, right? Like they do with Instagram or Facebook.
Mm.
They're actually planning to spend some time there. That is their goal, is to learn something or be entertained about something. And they're not getting alerts. They're not getting bombarded with alerts that distract them and take them somewhere else. They're just focused on watching a video. That could be your ad just as easily as it could be the video they clicked on that they wanted to watch. So we have their attention. So don't think you need to get your message across in 30 seconds or a minute, because if you start giving them what they want, usually, information more so than entertainment, although entertaining YouTube ads can work, you're giving them what they want in terms of something that will improve their life. If you're a consultant, a course creator, you are ultimately going to help this person improve their life with what you're selling them. People are going to pay attention to that. If you're speaking to them, they will pay attention. So in terms of the structure of the ad, like you asked, the very first part is the hook. Now, the hook should in some way communicate to the viewer that you're speaking to them. So, maybe you could give me an example of
Sure.
a product or an audience we're trying to reach, and I can try to come up with an ad on the
Wow.
spot.
That would be fantastic. I'm sure the audience is going to love it. So let's do something with a automate, like a $500 course on video marketing. Like I've got a course, the MVM method, $500 course on video marketing, and then we've got agency services for the whole year, which is 12 months, which is $100,000 program.
Okay, so your target audience is a business owner. Is it a specific type of business owner?
No, any business owner who's tried everything, but they're not getting results, or results are too expensive.
Yeah, so your hook could be something like, have you tried everything to market your business, but you're just not getting the results that you want, or the results are too expensive to make it work? Well, in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to explain why the reason you're not getting these results has nothing to do with XYZ, but in fact, it has to do with this one little known secret about blank. Okay,
Right.
fill in the blanks.
Lovely.
So you're in the hook, you're addressing the user's pain point. You're making it clear that this ad is for a business owner. Now that's important because if someone who's not a business owner sees this ad, it'll be helpful if they skip it. Okay. Ultimately, Google's going to optimize for people who are watching your ads and clicking on them and taking action. So we want to get rid of anyone who's not in our audience by having them skip the ad as soon as possible. And then beyond that, you're not only identifying them as a business owner, but you're identifying specific pain points that they have. So if I'm a business owner and things are going great for me, I'm going to skip your ad too. And maybe you can't help me. Now, if at the same time, maybe you can help that person, but maybe there's a different ad with a different hook that talks about that person. Like, hey, if you're a business owner just trying to get a slight edge on your competition, and you've scaled all of your marketing campaigns as high as they'll go, and you just want that one little secret that's going to help add another 10% of revenue to your business, then in the next 2 minutes, let me break down for you XYZ. I'm just coming up with this stuff on the spot, but you kind of get the idea. So
100%.
Then you're introducing what they're going to learn right away from you in this ad. Okay, then you deliver on that. You actually can teach them something. You teach them the thing that you just promised to teach them. So you're helping them right away. You're showing that you can help them. As Frank Kern would say, you show them you can help them by actually helping them.
Right.
And you can do that in a minute or 2 minutes in an ad just by breaking down some really valuable information that would help that person. And then from there, you can transition into the offer and say, I don't have time to share all of this in this ad, or I can't talk to you about this in this ad for the next 30 minutes. But if you click the link in this ad and go sign up for my free training, you'll find a 30-minute training where I actually break down X, Y, and Z. So you'll have the exact roadmap that will be required for you to achieve this goal that you have.
Got it. Very nice. So Kyle, I've seen that there are the skip ad option comes in, maybe less than a minute, 30 seconds or whatever. So a lot of people try to get their message within that 30 seconds. But then there are these 6, 7, 8-minute ads where people have not really heard the meat of the matter. So that means it has to be planned that your message goes out in 30 seconds on what you'll be teaching here. And if people are interested, because at this point in time, I agree that I'm not waiting in a line and I'm not scrolling through a restaurant line up. But at the same time, I'm looking at Kyle's videos where he's teaching me about YouTube marketing. And then I see AviArya's ad on video marketing. It's distracting. But at the same time, if Avi sounds valuable, then I won't skip the ad. I'll just fill up the query form that comes after 30 seconds. I won't watch the entire 8-minute video, and then maybe Avi will keep on reminding me over emails, and I might never go back to him. You see, you know where I'm coming from. Is there a way to solve this?
Well, I don't think it's a problem that needs to be solved. So
okay.
So people, yes, they can skip an ad after 5 seconds.
Right.
Now, about 80% of people will skip the ad within 30 seconds.
Okay.
On average.
Right.
That's fine. I'm not talking to those 80% of people who skip the ad within 30 seconds. I'm worried about the 20% who keep watching it, and the 10% of people who are going to watch all the way to 5 minutes.
Right.
I'm worried about the people who are going to watch the ad. You just have to take into account that the vast majority of people will skip the ad, and that you can't be worried about that. That's part of the game.
So no, what I meant to say was, there are some people who they skip the ad. They're not skipping the ad, but they don't want to watch 5 minutes right now because they're busy watching somebody else's video when your ad came up.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll wait for the query form to come up. They'll fill up the query form, and they'll wait for the follow-up to happen.
Yeah. So on YouTube, all the ads I run, we're not using the integrated lead form in YouTube. So someone would have to click on the ad, go to the person's website, and then sign up there. And yeah, people might do that. They don't watch the whole ad. They click, they go sign up just because they want to start getting emails. They don't watch the webinar right away.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. That happens, and that's why you do want email follow up. That's why you do want retargeting ads to run.
Right.
You don't
So
want
you
to
do
just rely.
suggest retargeting ads on YouTube for the same demographic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
We retarget it every way we can. If people land on the page but they didn't opt in, we retarget them until they opt in. If they opt in and they haven't booked a call yet, or they haven't bought a course yet, we're retargeting them differently. We have specific ads for getting them to come book a call or getting them to buy a course. And that's not just on YouTube. We retarget through Google Display banner ads, and we even retarget through Google search ads. So
Huh.
if you watch a webinar and then you go and search for the person's name, the ad that you see on Google search isn't going to bring you back to sign up for the webinar again, because we know you've already seen that. The ad you would see on Google search in that instance would be to book a call or to purchase a course.
Got it.
If you haven't watched the webinar, then the Google search ad might try to bring you to the webinar, if that's the most valuable piece of content we're trying to bring someone to.
Understood. Got it. That makes sense. So Kyle, when it comes to production, do I see ads with nice DSLR cameras, 3-angle cameras, a nice story being told in a nice fancy office, and it obviously builds credibility for the brand. And this person is definitely an expert. And then there are handheld video ads, which you see all the time from people's smartphones. Uh, what is your view on that?
The most important thing is the message.
Okay.
Message is most important. Now, it does not hurt to have a professionally produced ad.
Hmm.
Sometimes, depending on your message, it might only make sense to film it from your phone. Like maybe you're on a beach or something. And I'm not saying everyone should like film an ad on a beach.
Right.
Probably overused actually. But your setting might have something to do with what you're saying in the ad. And the only way to get in that setting is on your phone. Or it can depend on the audience too. If your audience is video editors, they're probably not going to be as forgiving if you have an ad that isn't edited professionally. They're
Right.
expecting that. But most important is the message. It's really all about the messaging. I would rather have 10 different ads filmed on an iPhone than one professionally put together ad. Because that one ad might have the wrong hook. It might have the wrong messaging. If I have 10 ads, 8 of them can have the wrong hook, and I still have 2 that will work.
Got
So
it.
messaging is number one.
So do you use things like vidIQ and TubeBuddy to be able to see what people are searching for before you come up with an ad idea?
So in terms of, so we don't really, we think more in terms of the audience we're trying to reach. And yeah, so the things they search for are part of that. And I have my own software, VidHorder, that actually can show you what people are searching for on YouTube. So you type in a keyword and VidHorder will show you all of the predictive search results that would come if somebody started typing that keyword. So we use that more so in targeting. But in terms of messaging, it's really thinking about who this audience is. Who are the people in this audience? What do they care about? More so than what are they searching for on YouTube? That comes more into play when we're thinking about targeting.
So going back to the customer avatar, who is he? Where does he live? What kind of lifestyle? What are the interests? Everything. Awesome. So, Kyle, in terms of planning a budget, can you just, we've got the last few minutes left. Just wanted to, if you can help our audience plan a budget. Like, I have a course, I'm a new coach. I don't have a lot of money. I just got it, became an entrepreneur like you did many years ago. I want to start YouTube ads. Is there like an ROI you can run me through? Okay, I've got a $500 course. I spend $1,000 a day on YouTube. 7 days, I've spent 7,000, but I've got a 5% conversion and I can make, can you give us a rough equation?
Yeah, so it is really hard to do because there's a lot
Yeah,
of variables.
I understand.
Um, Here's how we approach budgeting with clients. So we basically start usually with a goal of $200 a day in budget. That's just our first milestone.
Sure.
Sometimes we can do that on the first day. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks to get just to spending $200 a day. But what that tells us once we're spending $200 a day is really what are these numbers going to look like. That'll start giving us enough leads. It'll be generating applications or sales to where we can say, okay, you're selling this program for $500. We're generating sales for $150 in ad spend per sale. This looks great. We're making over a 3x ROI. Let's scale this up. The next goal is going to be $1,000 a day in ad spend. And we'll
Got it.
see what happens with the ROI once we get to that level, and we'll see what we want to do from there. Or, maybe we'd figure out that we're not getting results we want and we're breaking even, or we're not profitable at all yet. And okay, what's the bottleneck? So now we're looking at, is it the ads? Do we need different ads? Do we need to adjust the landing page? Is it the webinar? Do we need to do something about the webinar? Is it the application? Is it the sales team? Are they not closing? So there's all these different steps in the process. We're looking at that, whether a campaign's working or not. There's always a bottleneck. Even in a campaign that's just crushing it, there will be a bottleneck that
Sure.
we can look at and improve the results even more. But 200 a day for a week or so gives us that data to really look at, is it working? Is it not? If it's not working, what's the bottleneck? Okay. Can we fix this bottleneck? Okay, let's try to fix it. We won't scale anymore until we fix it. Is this something we can't fix for some reason? Well, then maybe we just need to turn the ads off until we can start fresh with maybe a completely different offer. But that's how we approach it, is to really start relatively small. And if you have $50 a day to start with, it doesn't have to be 200 a day. It's just about seeing what the data is going to look like and figuring out if you can scale or if you need to address some big issues first.
Got it. That makes sense. So we spoke about production. You said you can use your iPhone. You'd rather have 7, 8 new ads rather than one high production ad. But it doesn't hurt to have a high production ad if you can do it. We spoke about how to create a budget. You said $200 a day, find your ROI and then scale from there. If not, you can also do $50. The idea is to keep seeing what works, which hook is actually working. Then the next thing is to, you said anybody can get started as long as you have a message in your heart, a product or service that can go and change people's lives. New entrepreneurs, good news for you, coaches, consultants, people, because of whatever's happening around the world, the pandemic. If you're looking at becoming a coach, consultant, or you're wanting to monetize your knowledge, become a course creator, YouTube ads are the way to go. Kyle has given all of us permission. Kyle, you must agree. Sometimes we just need permission from experts like you to say, I too can do what you did. You had a dream. You didn't want to go back to your job. Your first junk removal business didn't do well, but you persisted and you made this happen. And now you're helping so many people. By listening to you for the last 33 minutes and 11 seconds, I'm sure thousands of people will get the permission to say, you know what? Kyle has today given me the permission to say, I too can find freedom and use the internet to have a lifestyle where I can spend more time with my family and make more money selling products and services from anywhere in the world, as long as I have YouTube ads and Kyle to support me there. So, Kyle, thank you very much for this message. For people who don't know you, want to reach out to you, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Best thing would be to go find me on YouTube, find a topic you're interested in, and you can always comment on my videos or there's an application form on our website if you're interested in being a client. But yes, I absolutely give you permission to get started. If you go look at the oldest videos on my YouTube channel, you're going to think like, wow, this guy did it. Like this guy put these videos out that I think you'll agree like are pretty amateur videos. But they're still there. They're still there for you to see. I don't plan to take them down. And hopefully that gives you the confidence to do it yourself and to put something together yourself and just start somewhere. Okay. I like where my channel has headed. I like the content I'm putting out now on YouTube. It's extremely valuable. The content from 6 years ago, not as polished. So that's where I started. You can go to my channel and see where I am now. And I encourage you to start somewhere also. And I fully give you that permission.
Awesome. Kyle, thank you very much for joining the Internet Moguls of the World show. And for ladies and gentlemen, all of you people, I'm sure you had fun. Do not forget, listen to this podcast one more time because repetition is key to understanding. And once you do, the 3 best takeaways that you got from Kyle today, head over to our Instagram channel, post your 3 best takeaways, and tag the show, AskAviArya Show. And one lucky winner gets a book on entrepreneurship couriered to their home every single Sunday. So just want to remind all the audiences of that. Once again, my name is Avi Arya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a streetcar racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. Namaste, Kyle. Thank you so much for your time.
Namaste.
Awesome. Great. So, Kyle, thank you very much. Kyle, until we meet again in another show, thank you for watching and listening.
You'll find me loose and set me free.